what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoy it. Yeah, so Harlem Berry commits yesterday, though. You are talking about the number one running back in the country for 2025, a man who runs a 10.5, 700 meter. He averaged more than 13 yards a carry at St. Mark's Episcopal this year, which is kind of insane to think about. I can't even wrap my head around that.
Number one player in the state of Louisiana, number 11 player overall in the 2025 class. And now you take a look at the 2025 team recruiting rankings. Georgia won, but very close behind. LSU now number 2, already with 2 5-stars in this class for 2025.
Yeah, and that's with potentially Bryce Underwood coming as well in terms of committing. When is Underwood said to announce?
Saturday,
right?
Well, get this, okay? If you get Bryce Underwood, you have DeCorian Moore from Duncanville.
Mm-hmm.
He's a receiver, teammates with Caden Durham.
Yep.
You just got a commitment from Harlem Berry. If you get Bryce Underwood, you will have the number one quarterback, running back, and wide receiver in the 2025 recruiting class.
That's actually insane.
And you want to know how committed Harlem Berry is? He committed 10 years to the day that Leonard Fournette made his LSU commitment announcement.
I love that as a little echo of honoring the heroes of the past.
I don't love that it's been 10 years since Lenny did that because
weird.
It feels like it was not that long ago, but I do love the fact that he realizes that it was 10 years ago and the greatness of Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, absolutely insane, though. I guess you're right. I had not realized number one each position. And if you want to recognize why Joe Sloan and Cortez Hankton are so highly thought of on top of their players on the field doing very well, it's because they both can recruit their ass off as well. And Frank's in that number as well. But, I mean, that goes without saying. When it comes to Frank Wilson, we hold these truths to be self-evident.
This is great. Like, I think you can actually correlate this to what LSU's offense has been the last 2 years. And really, I mean, we can go back and we could talk about 2019 and all that greatness, but I didn't feel like that after that year, you didn't use it to your advantage like you should have. We've talked about that often.
Yeah, true.
You use now the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, 2 first-round receivers, and this explosive number one offense in the country. What does that do for you? Well, it allows you to have commitments from the number one receiver, number one running back, and potentially the number one quarterback in the country. That's how you parlay success on the field to the recruiting trail.
Well, and he provides a dimension that LSU does not have right now. I mean, really, since Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you've been looking for that receiving threat out of the backfield.
Yeah.
400 yards receiving and 7 receiving touchdowns this year.
Yeah.
That's not a career. That is this season.
All these numbers are from this season alone?
Yeah, so 2,400 yards.
37 touchdowns on the ground are from this season alone?
Yes, and if you add rushing and receiving, he has 44 touchdowns and 2,400 yards this year. 13 yards per carry. Also, state champion in the 100-meter, 10.57.
And 20 yards a catch. 13 yards a carry, 20 yards a catch. 44.
Not only would you have the number one receiver and running back like you already have them committed, you also have the number one player in Texas and Louisiana committed to football-rich states. And so far, 2025 class, they're doing exactly what you should after you have a Heisman quarterback, first-round pick, and 2 first-round receivers.
So now, look, man, you just got to hold on for dear life. You know?
I know you'll appreciate this.
Stay after him. Put together a good offensive performance this season. Get some good momentum, get him win 10 games, get him believing in the defense a little bit. Watch out for A&M and Texas trying to just pay the hell out of DeCorian Moore to go there.
A couple of stats real quick before we take this break. Average distance of that 2025 class from Baton Rouge, 170 miles, right? So the same thing that we talked about with this recruiting class. 71% in-state so far. Blue chip ratio, your favorite, 86%.
Choo, boy. How many commits they got in that class now?
They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 commits.
I have never seen a class that would feature the number one receiver, quarterback, and running back. And especially, that becomes especially tantalizing because BK's going to have good O-line, especially under Brad Davis.
Yep.
Like, Brad Davis gets the responsibility, but throughout his career, Brian Kelly teams have always been really good on the offensive line. You're going to tell me you're going to add that elite skill with that O-line? Looks like a pretty damn bright future to me. That's wild, man. That's
And those are things.
see, I hate this though now a little bit because now it's like I just want it to be official, and you have to wait a full calendar year to see if it's actually going to end up happening.
Yeah, but look, those are things that you have the opportunity to do now. You have to go out there, and your hope is that one of these players is like the captain of the class. Like one of those two players is the captain of the class that goes out there like you've had, Hurley's been that guy for 2 years. Like,
Well, it's probably got to be Harlem, right? Hometown hero, committed 10 years to the day.
I mean,
of
Moses
Leonard
is also
Fournette.
committed too from U-High. Obviously, his brother goes and plays at Alabama. He stays at home. He can be that guy as well.
That's true. Really good on the recruiting front lately, boys. Seems like it's been nothing but positive news. Great job by Kelly and this staff, even accomplishing all of this with the coaching turnover. Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.